Hello, everyone. I felt really drawn to Larimar today, channeling from Larimar. Larimar emits just such gorgeous and beautiful divine feminine energy, water goddess energy. It has a very intuitive vibration, a very mothering and loving and nurturing vibration. It's very soothing, and it helps us to connect with our truth, our inner authenticity, but also the truth of what we're experiencing, the truth of what we're seeing, and as the energy starts to flow in. And I was also guided to pair this with Apophyllite today, which is interesting because Apophyllite is a very high frequency crystal that connects us with the Akashic records, and I feel like some Akashic wisdom may be coming through in this as well. But this energy that comes in from Larimar, coming in to the body, just sweeping sort of very gently, almost like this warm cloak that's being passed over. And I'm really feeling the energy, especially coming in through the throat, down into the heart area, but interestingly enough, also a bit into the solar plexus, which is our inner fire and our identity, our will, the place from which we co-create. And this message and this energy that's coming in from Larimar, and that there's a channel also that's being opened by the Apophyllite, kind of meeting up with this energy and with this frequency, is as illusions begin to fall, or as illusions begin to fail. Larimar is a stone that also taps in powerfully to our third eye chakra, and I'm feeling that awaken as well, and sort of activate into a higher level of energy and function. Is seeing through the veils. And we talk so much, especially in the psychic and the healing community, about seeing through the veils in terms of time, in terms of space, in terms of different realms, different dimensions, different ways of perceiving reality, and different realities in and of itself. But also in terms of how veils have been pulled over our own sense of reality, and this feeling of fear, this feeling of uncertainty. There's starting to become a recognition of the fact that we're not returning to what we considered to be normal before. And in many ways, this is actually a good thing. There must be great undoing before there can be great rebuilding in a way that is in greater alignment with spirit, greater alignment with soul. And there's always the word casualties is coming through, and not just in terms of life lost, but also in terms of all things lost or out of repair or unrepaired. And this feeling of having to give way to the changes that are happening, regardless of how we may feel about them, regardless of how we may wish to resist them or be in denial. And a lot of fear, it can be very scary, but this soothing balm and waters of Larimar, the energy that comes through, because Larimar elementally is water. It's a water crystal. So the unconscious, the collective unconscious, the feelings, the psyche, the subconscious, as well as intuition, and finding ways that we can be carried and held in the sacredness of our relationship to water. And I feel like this message has come through before, rather than fighting the current, allowing ourselves to be carried by the current, but being carried in a way that is aware, being carried in a way that is intuitive, allowing ourselves to swim in the flow towards a new destination, and finding the connection and the guidance in our intuition, being willing to drop down into our intuition, being willing to risk listening to it more and opening up to it more, as well as the wisdom and spirit of ancestors who have been through challenging times before. And the reason this energy, this guidance is coming through at this time is to bring some sense of solace, some sense of peace within chaos, within movement, within change. Can you find moments of peace and serenity while flowing in the current of change and upheaval? And that peace, that serenity comes from within. It comes from connecting with the elements in a way that is more present, in a way that is more mindful, so that even if we can't see clearly, specifically, into the future, into what is coming, because I've been hearing for some, it's hard to see, it's hard to perceive. And of course, there's a lot of emotions when seeking to look into the future. And there's also a lot of flux, a lot of divine flux in terms of what we're co-creating, how the future is shaping up. And the message and the medicine that's coming in from Larimar, and then also this channel that's being opened up from the Apophyllite, is we need to get very real with ourselves in terms of what we're feeling right now, in terms of what honoring what it is that we're feeling, what it is that we're perceiving as truth, even if it's not what we wish to see, and coming into a place of greater inner presence and intuition in terms of deciding how we wish to respond, how we wish to move forward, and seeking to soothe fears, soothe worries, soothe uncertainty, not with promises of things getting better per se, which is rather like a carrot that's being dangled in front of us, but in terms of knowing that we have the power to make things better. We have the power to choose how we move forward. And the more we can do so in divine alignment with our own spirits, with our own truths, with our own selves, with our own hearts, in a way that is not just seeking to nurture and mother ourselves through challenging times, but nurture and mother what we're collectively creating in a way that's guiding it towards something that is better. And trusting that we all have the power to do this, because the other thing that I'm very deeply and very strongly feeling from this crystal, from the guidance of this crystal, from the energy of this crystal, is the reminder that being alone is an illusion. Being alone is an illusion. Even if there's no one around you, if there's no one in your space, you are not individually carrying the great burden of what has to be changed in our world. We are all collectively carrying this together. We are all sharing in this. We are all connected in this. Every choice we make affects the whole. And not looking at that from a point of, onerous responsibility, but looking at it from a point of we are all together in this. We can rely on each other's strength. We can rely on each other's courage. We can rely on each other's guidance, and we can do our part to contribute to a greater whole. And knowing that you're being carried in this, like being carried in the flow of water, like being a drop of water in an ocean, and relating to the self as that drop, and yet being part of the water that is the ocean. And finding strength, finding resilience, finding connection, finding a certain measure of soothing in this knowledge. And that's the channeling. I don't even fully remember actually what came through. So I hope that that was of service to you all today. It wasn't really, I guess, what I was expecting, but that is what it came through. So again, I hope that that message was of service to all of you, and I thank you for watching and sharing in this today. Sweet blessings to all of you, and I will be back with another channeling soon. And if any of you have requests in terms of crystals you'd like for me to channel from, then by all means you can leave those in the comments. And I'd also really love to hear if this resonated for any of you today. So sweet blessings to you, and I will be back to share more soon.